that watches basketball knows that it is not easy for a team to break 100 points.
Which makes this next moment all the more incredible and hard to believe.
It happened at a game that wasn't televised and wasn't filmed.
Man, that was so long ago. Sadly, all we've got are some pictures, a tape of the radio broadcast, and our vivid imaginations as we try to conjure up visions of Wilt Chamberlain doing the unthinkable. We're at number 5 in the countdown, and here we find nobody roots for Goliath, Chamberlain once said, explaining the reaction he drew from fans.
The people, of course, who were alive then or, around that time, genuflect at the sound of Wilt and his greatness.
The Chamberlain legend began the moment he stepped foot on a high school court.
You began to hear little trickles, and I remember one day our sports editor, a fellow named Al Cartwright, went up to Overbrook High School to cover one of his games and wrote about it. But in those days, a high school kid this good, this big, right in our neighborhood of the Philadelphia area, oh, I tell you, it was mind-blowing.
Wilt's career was like Wilt himself. It was larger than life. A 13-time All-Star, Chamberlain won 4 NBA Most Valuable Player awards, was on 2 championship teams, and once averaged more than 50 points a game for an entire season. But of all his giant accomplishments on the court, none loom larger than a game played in front of just a few thousand people.
In 1962, the New York Knicks played the Philadelphia Warriors in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Wilt did something that undoubtedly will never be done again in scoring 100 points.
It was toward the end of the season, and I had a date that night before, and so everything led to me not having a night's sleep. You understand? And I remember getting into the bus and sitting with my friend Vince as we were going to Hershey from Philadelphia and saying, "Oh, am I tired?" But as the game went on, I'm in the 60s and 70s, the chant came from the fans who said, "We want 100."
He made 28 foul shots out of 32 attempts because people remember him struggling with foul shooting throughout his career, but not on that night. It was a remarkable physical demonstration.
It went to 100. Now, with the chant going, "We want 100, we want 100," you understand, and by that time you're getting a little tired, it's ringing in your ears. I shot 60-some shots that night. Now, I'm a strong guy, but I'm going to tell you, 60-some shots, only Rick Barry could shoot that and not probably be tired. You understand? But that's a lot of shots.
And there was one person, the station didn't even tape it. A fan at home happened to be taping it. It's the only reason we have it today. And so you can still hear that tape of Bill Campbell calling that game. I'll tell you, it was marvelous.
Whoever believed that anyone would score 100 points in one ball game, it was done tonight by Wilt Chamberlain.
The game really never finished. It was still 46 to 50 seconds on that clock when I scored 100 points. But since that's all the fans wanted, and the officials felt like that was enough to, said the game was over. The people came on the floor. I mean, the officials didn't care about it. They were still 56 on the clock, understand? And we just kind of ran off. And so that's one of maybe the few games in the history of the NBA that never, ever finished.